Yay!
Hey, can you hear me?
Yay!
Sweet. I don't know why it does that.
I don't either. It's really frustrating.
See, how'd you do on your exam?
Oh, it's horrible. I got 67.
Yeah, 64.
What'd you? Alright!
That's what I'm talking about.
I was so upset.
I heard there's a lot of people that did really bad or really well.
Oh, man.
Somebody got 100.
Really? Oh, yeah, I saw that in the email. That's awesome. It's going to take me forever to remediate.
I know, right? Well, I knew I was going to have to remediate. I knew I bombed it. I knew before I took it.
I mean, I even walked out of there feeling pretty good.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, I don't know.
Chris.
Hello?
What's up?
Yay, we can hear you.
Yeah, Chris, I got a 64.
Hello?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Hello?
We're here.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What up? Yeah.
Yeah. Ashley, can you hear us?
Okay, there we are.
Good.
Woo.
Chris. Chris, can you hear me?
I cannot hear you guys. So I cannot hear anybody.
Hello?
You guys
Hello?
hear me right?
Hello.
Hey, Aunt Helen.
How you all doing?
Pretty good.
Hey,
Chili, what do you say, Jack? Chili might be ready soon. I'm trying to get a video conference going for a school project, but we're all...
Do not let us interrupt.
No, y'all go ahead and do what you do in there. I just...
Pizza too.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Got a big pot.
Yeah.
Snapchat.
I can't hear anybody, no.
So yeah, my mute button's actually off, so I'm good there.
So this is exact opposite. A while ago, I couldn't be heard. Now I can't hear.
Laundry. Sorry, I've got this all day and I've got laundry all out here.
I was hoping to switch to CNN for him.
Unmuted.
Chris, you got.
No, TV's fine. No, we're not working on anything. We're just getting together for a group project. We're just making sure everybody's on the same page. Shouldn't take me 30 minutes, except that we're all having technical problems of some kind or another.
Alan Helen.
A while ago, I couldn't be heard, and now I think I'm the only one that can be heard. I can't hear anybody else.
Hey, Coop.
What are you doing home?
Let's go. I thought it was like December, man. Did you get kicked out or something? How you doing, dude? I'll do it awesome. Where's your little girl? She's in here somewhere.
No way.
Hey.
Aww.
How's it going?
What are you doing?
What's happening?
Trying to do the technical video conference for a project, and it's not working for us.
Don't do any geriatric thing.
No, that's just a brochure we turned in.
Oh, you already done that? Excuse me, Jack.
I watched this.
864. Yep.
Oh, yeah?
I can get a Supreme and then one of the others. I can get that
Let's see you too,
sausage,
buddy.
mushrooms, onions, bacon. 2 large ones of those for everybody. We got correct. What's the number, Doc?
How do you know it's on?
It's video. It's like FaceTime. I just don't have my face on it right now.
Crap.
Okay, guys, I can hear.
You can hear?
Yeah, let me turn my video on. There we are. I can hear and I can see. This is a good thing.
Cool. I accidentally muted Megan. I don't know how I did that.
That was rude.
My bad.
I'm not the one you should be muting.
I did mute him because it was too loud.
Oh my god, it was hurting my ears.
Wait, who was too loud?
Chris.
You know, you missed
Dude, that was hilarious.
I couldn't.
Totally. What the hell is going on?
You know, I think I'm to blame for that because what I just did was we were having trouble talking and I had him turn his volume like all the way up. So that's my bad.
It sounds like he's having a party over there.
Yeah.
I know.
Let me give him a
So I don't know who got
Chris.
Hello, hello.
What's up?
We can hear you.
So Chris, you know how we had you turn the gain up?
Yes.
It's making you super loud. So if you go back to that same portion, maybe turn that gain down a little.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened because it was a bad game plan. My bad, Chris.
That's no problem. Let me talk real softly here while I get this figured back out here.
That's virtual.
That's all right. I mean, I'm afraid to jack it up.
Okay, so how about now?
A lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can hear and be heard. Actually, not hearing was actually my fault. I inadvertently hit my mute button. So, but the microphone, I have no idea what was wrong with that. So anyway, here we are.
Awesome.
So Ashley can hear and be heard.
Yes.
Excellent. Megan can hear and be heard.
Yep.
Key.
Cute.
All right.
We are good to go.
Is this all of us?
Yep.
Is there 5? Yeah, there are 5. All right.
All right, so let's get to business because I have a call at 8:30.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all saw my message, but my cousin's been in Africa in the Peace Corps, and he just walked through the door.
That's awesome.
Sweet.
But, yeah.
Open it up.
Okay, guys. So we have this presentation. I guess there was just a few things to sort of look at as far as to whose section we wanted to go first, and just sort of the organization of it.
You know, I noticed in the
Okay.
I'm actually
Walmart, they have a liquor store. And wine spirits. If you're in Walmart, you can't get into Walmart, they're on the outside.
So I'm getting a lot of background noise from somewhere, and I'm not quite sure where.
I am too.
Probably my house, guys. Sorry about that.
It's to the point. It's really almost even hard to hear on this end. What about you, Key? Are you hearing the same?
Yeah, I'm hearing the same stuff.
Yeah, super loud.
Chris, do you have headphones?
I do. Hang, give me just a second. Noah. Oh, sorry, Tyler. Is there a pair of headphones in the coffee table on there? Is background noise any better? Is it definitely coming from me?
Yeah, I can hear like a TV or something going on.
Okay. Hey, Doc. Would y'all care to hang out in the living room for me, please? I'm so sorry to ask. Okay. I had 2 uncles over there talking, and they were whispering, but the way these things are, thank you. Tyler, if I can remember your name. Okay.
Much better.
Much better. Okay, good. Sorry about that.
Sweet.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right.
At some point, I'll have to get up and get my food out of the oven, but I'll just pop up really quick.
If you're making food, you gotta make food for everybody.
Yeah, bring something to eat. Bring something to eat.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
It's a short drive to Georgetown. It's a very short drive. It won't take any time.
Well, short
All right.
relative term. Short from where?
Okay, so we have, I guess we just sort of want to go through this presentation. Did you all have any opinion on like sort of the order that we wanted to go through, or what were your thoughts on that?
I think the order that the slides are in is fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Do we want to go ahead
That's-
and just sort of run through it then?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Let's
I
see
don't
whose
have-
section is first.
What's that?
I don't have it in front of me, so somebody. Like I'm just going off of memory right now.
Okay, gotcha. Now your slide, yours was the one that was on
It's like where it's from.
where the culture
There's
came
family
from.
and then religion. So that's after me.
Okay.
Right.
Culture.
Who's got communication?
I do.
Key.
Yep, mine's last, I guess.
So-
Okay. The my family circle one has got some communication stuff in there too. So I thought
That's
I
fine.
thought it was you doing it, Key. So when I mention mine, because I've got other stuff to talk about, I'll just mention it, gloss over, and be like, Key will talk more about that later.
Oh wait,
And,
which one was yours then?
mine's family circle.
So who made the slide on
So who's
roles and
the
communication?
roles and communication? Whose is that?
That's mine. But I meant that for within the family. But then there's a cultural communication thing also. And Key, I don't think there's a lot of overlap. We have both had something about nonverbal. And actually, I think nonverbal is the only direct crossover that we had on that.
Yeah.
And how music came into the culture, that's under yours too?
Under mine? No.
Oh, it's okay. I was looked through this. Something was said about music, communicating through music, and the cultural impact of the music, but what's the influence before, and then the influence it has had since.
Okay.
But like I said, I mean, I've looked through every slide, and there's very, very little to no repetition or anything like that. Just that wee little bit. Whoever's got the picture of Obama talking about nonverbal communication. That's like the only thing, because I have that one slide in communications, but nonverbal is like one of 4 or 5 things that I have there. So I don't think that's a big deal.
Oh yeah, music is part of mine. Forgot.
Okay.
So guys, do we want to just sort of go ahead and run through this, just sort of like as we were if we were at class, and see what it feels like?
Yeah, and we'll go from there. So I guess Chris will go first.
Yeah. Presentation about the African American culture, presented by Manoa, Megan, Ashley, Key, and myself. First part of culture, any culture, is the family circle that they come from. And not unlike most of us are used to, regardless of our own backgrounds, the information that we found specifically about the African American families and culture, it's very common that they're matriarchal. Usually led by a mother or a grandmother or something like that. And usually the grandma might be called Nana, Big Mama, or just Mama. And this is not always the case. However, there are plenty of instances where a particular family may be, equally led or more of a patriarchal system, because men, fathers, grandfathers are very important. But most commonly, end of the day, you better ask mama. Most families in African American culture are a lot of nuclear families, mom and dad, couple kids at the house, going on into extended where we got cousins, maybe step parents, and a combination of the two. And regardless of the fact, even in the small nuclear families, their extended families, while they don't live there, it is very common for them to get together on weekends, holidays, special occasions. Regardless of who and where you are, elders are very, very highly respected. Everyone is taught to respect the elders, be nice to them, proper professional addressing, whether it's within the family at the barbecue or whether it's a stranger in Walmart. The culture emphasizes respect for the elders. As a culture, as individuals, African Americans are known and observed, like all of us are, to be a very intimate bunch with themselves. They have a very small personal bubble. very, very open with their emotions to family and close friends, very emotive, as we'll see with strangers, and in public, not so much. Roles and communication within the family, like I said, highly emotive people. You never have to worry what someone's feeling like. Very nonverbal. Many people within the culture, whether it's a son and a father, two brothers, or whether it's two fifth cousins that maybe barely know each other, it is very, very common for just a very small eye movement or very small facial expression to be a universal language understood by everyone. And like as I mentioned, with the aunts and uncles and all that, it's very close. Your and aunt, as most normally said, even people who aren't blood aunts or aunts and uncles, if they're part of the family, the children and sometimes even the younger adults are they refer to these people as aunt so and so and uncle what's his name and so forth, even though they may not be blood uncles. And that happens a lot in my family, I can tell you that. And family ties were often thought back in the old days that the African American families would be torn apart because of the unfortunate history of slavery and families, brothers and sisters, husbands and wives being split up, sent to different farms, maybe sent to different states. But if anything, history and observation has taught us that the opposite is much more apparent. There's a very, 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 very tight cultural connection among the African Americans, and it's a phrase we've all heard many times, the African American community. Most people of this culture, and there's always exceptions to everything, of course, do find themselves and do treat each other and themselves to be one big happy family. Some of them we just haven't met yet. That's all I've got on that.
Did anyone get a time on that?
Yeah, so that
I
was
think
about 3 minutes and
about 4
45. Yeah, just under 4 minutes.
Okay, so if I cut down some uhs and ands, we'll be perfect.
Yeah, for sure. I think, and looking at this, what did we say? Probably about 3 minutes a person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no more, because we got, what, 15 minutes total.
And I don't know. With the communication, it's fairly straightforward. I feel like I need to read over it again. But I was wanting to like implement like a video. Oh, yeah. I guess we can read about that later. But I wanted to implement like a little video for mine somehow.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Awesome. So I can go ahead and go through this.
Yeah, Manwa.
Okay, Manwa. That sounds like an African name. So,
It does.
pretty much. And I'm going to actually go ahead and time myself on this as well. Pretty much, I tell you what, I've always really found religion really interesting. Finding out why people believe what they believe. I just love learning about that. And the African American culture is just so rich.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a diversity to it. So for us to fully understand really today's African American culture and today's religion, we have to sort of get just a grasp of the history of it. So the basic religions that came forth through West Africa were from Voodoo to Islam, Catholicism, and not to mention a lot of tribal practices. However, unfortunately, as with slavery, this started to fall apart and there were really high mortality rates and separation of families. So some of those traditional ties fell apart. A big thing that happened was a lot of the African Americans began to blend their religions and with the religions of America. So between Protestants, Baptists, Methodists. However, even though they developed and really merged with these new religions, they still held on to some ties that were really traditional for them. And this is super important when we get to the healthcare practice. We need to be really conscientious of the fact that, you know, they have a very rich and diverse background, even though they may be practicing religions that we think of just, you know, typical religions in our culture. So I wrote a few things down on the side, such as laying on hands, folk treatments and remedies, taking a picture of a pregnant mother is taboo. Buying clothes for an infant is taboo. Those things are just pretty straightforward on the slide. And then finally, I think the most important thing for us to realize is that for African Americans and religion, the church is really playing a central role. It's not only a place for guidance and spiritual connection, but it's also a community. It's a source of survival and strength, a source of hope. And that's really carried on from the history of African American religions to today. And that's something that we just need to take into consideration when looking at African American religion. That's pretty
Sorry,
much.
is it my turn?
Let's see. Yeah, I think you're next. I'm going. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I had to turn the oven off.
Oh, gosh.
I know. Wifely duties.
Ugh.
Okay. So now we're going to take a look at the African Americans' socioeconomic status. When we look at the education, kids are more likely to attend high poverty schools, and 37 to 40% have completed high school. And then looking further, only 12 to 15% have completed 4 or more years of college.
A lot better.
And then when we look at their social standing or class, children are 3 times more likely to live in poverty than Caucasian Americans. So looking at that, African Americans are most likely going to be in the lower to middle class compared to the middle to upper class. All right, and so on this next slide we have a graph just comparing Caucasian male and females to African American male and females. We can see that almost 32% of Caucasian males have completed a bachelor's degree or higher, and we compare that to only 15.8% of African American males completing a bachelor's or higher.
I wouldn't know.
And so when we look at occupations fulfilled by African Americans, the unemployment rates are typically double than those of Caucasian Americans. And a large number work in low-paying jobs in polluted inner-city environments. And lastly, we'll look at the income of African Americans. And they are represented in every socioeconomic class. However, their increasing numbers are represented in the middle and upper middle class income levels. And this chart here shows a side-by-side comparison of white non-Hispanic males to African American males at each education level. So you can see the difference between a Caucasian and African American male. Okay, that's all I got.
Cute.
Good stuff.
Good job, Meg.
I felt like I was rambling because I heard some
Baller.
background noise, so it distracted me. But how did that sound overall?
I like it.
So I
It's
think
good.
it was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Very good. I like it.
Okay. So it's my turn.
It is.
So just like any other culture that comes to the United States, the African American culture comes from the West Coast, Midwest coast of Africa. And if I asked each of you where your family came from before they settled in the United States and why, we would all have different reasons. And so at that point, I'm going to go around the room, just ask everybody where they're from. And to show that doing this, we realize many of us have different answers, and then there we can find common ground. Like I said before, the African American culture came to the U.S. in the mid 17th century. And if you look at the picture on the slide, you will see the culture also extended to other countries as well. So a person with
A huge mess.
skin may not want to be
Right at the point where things still.
considered American. So that's kind of important to remember when working with patients. Maybe they're from Jamaica, but they have an African American culture background. It's important just to know like their perspective and how they see themselves before you just assume. And also, I have a clip that I want to show. Like, it's maybe a 15-20 second clip. I know I've seen it. It's like a Medea just saying, like, how they're called, like, Negroes, Blacks, African American. It's just to, like, make everybody laugh. And then finish it out with the African American culture comprises of 13% of the U.S. population, which is predominantly in the southern states and urban settings of the northern states. So that's important for us because of where we live. We just need to be conscious about everything that we've talked about. So.
Cool.
Good deal.
Like it. Yeah, and that clip is really funny. I really like that clip, Ashley. That's,
I might put it like in the slide for me because my laptop charger isn't here. So.
Cool. I was going to see. I don't know if we can. I don't know if there's a way to like play that one here, like on.
Well,
Chris, my ears are.
I don't think that's me this time. It might be. I've got a 4-year-old in the house, so it could be.
Yeah, I'm the only one here, so it's not me.
Not you.
Unless there's a ghost in my house, which is probable.
Maybe it's your cat.
I mean, my cats are already fighting, so you can't really hear it.
Is it still bad?
No, it's good now. You're good now.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that.
I was just checking if there was a ghost. All right, we ready for my turn? Okay. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Kind of zoned out. All right. So mine is on communication. There are many forms of communication that's spoken in the African American community. What's most popular or most well known is probably examples are Black English or Ebonic. It's a form of English. Less known is Goa. It's primarily spoken in Georgia, South Carolina, and some areas of New Orleans. Let's see here. It comes from. It's a combination of several languages. It developed during slavery when slaves who did not have a common language, they were forced to keep away. They were forced to find a way to be able to communicate with each other because they all came from different regions. So that's what Gullah is. I actually have a video on that, a little short video. I didn't want to show the whole thing, but just a little part of it. So with African Americans in their culture, what's said is not necessarily the focus. It's just understanding each other. It's highly context. A lot of context is in their language, especially in their verbal language. So there's less of a focus on the actual verbal communication, and more of more emphasis on understanding through shared experiences and history. So there's a lot of nonverbal communication that's in it, obviously through the picture. And different things mean different gestures mean different things. So one a good example is sustained eye contact is considered aggressive behavior. So communication within the African American family, it's like Chris was saying, it's very open, characterized by trust. Usually you hear a lot of laughter. However, for individuals outside, communication is limited. These channels are usually pretty closed. There's going to be a lot more nonverbal communication and less verbal. And family matters are viewed as very private. Next slide. So humor and music are very important forms of expression. Humor is used to deal with stress and anger. They also use this to address and kind of ease a situation related to racial tension or just general tension. Music, they have African Americans have a huge influence on music, and it's also an integral part of African American cultural life. Obviously, the most popular is blues to hip hop and rap, and this medium is used to examine the relationship between racial and social issues, kind of using that as a communication medium to a wider audience. If you ever listen to rap or hip hop, there's a lot of contextual language in there as well. So, yep.
Nice.
Sounds good, guys.
See, I don't know. Are you all still getting a lot of feedback coming through these through the sound? Because like
Yeah, I am.
I was having a really tough time hearing you, Key, because there was so much coming through. I don't know where it's coming from, but it was loud. It was super hard to even hear you half the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, guys, if it's mine, my kids in the other end of the house blowing this little whistle that I can barely hear, but I know how microphones are. Wind chimes over a cell phone will kill somebody, so it's probably me. Sorry about that.
Maybe if we do this, we just need to, everybody that's not talking, let's put on mute and then talking.
Wonderful. Tremendous idea, Ashley.
Yep, that's a good idea. Bam, that's why you're the A team. All right. Do you want to do another run through real quick, or how do y'all feel?
I mean, we could, and then we could just like do a final time of it, like do a final timing. Or if you guys feel good, we could. Were we going to play a video clip? Did we want to use Ashley's video clip, or Chris? I know you had mentioned playing the guitar. What were we going to do as sort of an aid? Yeah.
If Key and Ashley both have good videos, my guitar might be superfluous, and I don't know, because Key's videos sound like it might touch on music, and I'm far from like this great musician that can describe the history and everything. So anything we want to do on that, but I think we've got 2 videos. I'll gladly bring my guitar if y'all want me to, but if we got 2 videos, that's probably enough. Whatever y'all think.
Well, y'all can check it out. I have it posted on my last slide, the little link.
Right cool. I didn't see that.
It's from the National Geographic. It's a Gullah Geechee storyteller, and it's talking about a painful past.
Okay.
It's pretty visual, so I mean, it's really cool.
An email or a group text or?
What's that? No, it's on the slide.
Oh, okay, okay. Gotcha.
Clickety click.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Yeah. Excellent. So maybe you could help Ashley figure out how to embed that into hers. Or for what I was thinking too, guys, as far as anything like that, when we're in class presenting, we can use the school computer for our presentation and one of our laptops for videos. If we can't do it any other way.
I was just looking at this video you posted, Key. I'm still here.
Okay.
Hey, Manoa, would you want to add mine to the slide for me?
Yeah, for sure.
You have the
What
link.
was that? Did you send me the link to that?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. That's right, because how else would I have watched it?
Get it together, Manoa. Or I'm sorry, Manwa.
It's Manwa. You'll get it right.
That's what my car calls you. It's like Mano or something like that. Manoa or something like that.
Who is this?
My car.
Your car?
My car, or like my Bluetooth or whatever. Mono is calling you.
Yeah, it butchers.
Mono.
No, not mono. That's horrible. It butchers, like Siri butchers my name. Like I don't even try to.
Join the club.
So yeah, I bet Kiango is really bad for Siri. Ashley, I'm pulling up your message right now.
Okay.
Oh, cool. There you are. So what I'll do, if you guys want, I'm just going to send Ashley's link via our group text, and then I'll add it onto your slide here in a while.
Okay.
Just because right now it might take me a little bit of time, but that way everybody has that. I just sent it over to our group text.
Okay. And it's like 10 minutes long, but I was only going to use like the last maybe 30 seconds of it. But I think Medea explained it really good. So.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Did you get to go see, did you go watch Boo the other night, Ashley?
No, I didn't. I have a Fire Stick, and so it's jailbroke, and so I'm waiting until it comes out on
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Okay, guys. So I sent that over text-wise. Yeah, because there's that one portion of the clip that's awesome. That's like her explaining like why all the different things that African Americans are called. So I think that's really awesome. But I'd be glad for all of them. What do you guys? What all do you guys want to do?
So how will we add that in one of the slides, like the link?
Yeah, I can add. I'll add it in later.
Okay, then we'll just like skip to that part, so we're not playing the whole clip. I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know how.
So yeah, that's a good point because it's a long clip.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, if we know like the second where it starts, then we can just click on the.
It was Ashley's
You know
on
what I'm
there.
saying?
I'm sorry.
Or if it's like, if he gives us like a minute before, like to present, we could go ahead and have it pulled up, loaded, ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
Mhm.
That might work out best if we want to do that. Or either way, or I can put it directly into the slide. That's not a problem at all.
Doesn't matter to me.
Now, is it just Ashley? Is it just one section of this clip you're wanting to show, or just one section is the best section, or that's all? You know, what I'm getting at is if there's any way for Manoa to crop it, which usually you can't do with a YouTube video.
That's too much effort. It'd just be easier just to play it from where.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and we just know that just know to cue the YouTube video up at 3:03 or 15:12 or whatever the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, guys. So I'll go ahead and I'll go ahead and at least put this link on there. If we want to use it, cool. If not, we can start it in another screen.
Yeah. Either way, that'd be cool.
Thank you, Manoa.
Oh, you're most welcome.
He's the my best, isn't he?
The what? The my best. I like the sound of that.
Manoa is my best.
I like it. Okay, so I'm sending this over right now. Cool stuff, guys. So do we want to do another run of it, or do we feel good?
I feel okay with it. Is anybody going to be on campus? Oh, well, no, I start to say that's just tomorrow. We all usually get there pretty early on Wednesday. If we can just meet up Wednesday and just check the flow, or I'm okay to run through it again now if y'all want to. But I mean, I thought everybody's looked good. I'm happy with mine. If y'all are, and I've got thick skin. If I need to change something on mine, y'all don't be shy to tell me.
I'll probably, because I'm terrible with public speaking, so I'll probably like make flashcards for myself to reference so that I'm not looking up at the projector.
Okay.
But that's for me. I'm not great at public speaking, so.
I'm good.
That'd be good. I'm good.
I'll tell you what.
I'm gonna have flashcards as well.
So
Hey, Chris, can you stop that?
Yeah, I'm done.
Where do you guys want me to insert the slide with Medea from Ashley's? Ashley, do you just want me to put that on your slide, or is there a better place?
Put it on the notes underneath the culture journey.
Okay.
And just copy and paste right there.
Gotcha. I've just added it. Okay, I just pasted it in right there. So you guys will be able to see it on her notes, just underneath of a culture journey.
Boom, boom.
Do y'all see that on there?
Oh, it does not exist.
Let me refresh.
Or are you saying on your all's notes on the Hangout?
Oh, yeah, there it is. I see it. Yeah.
I got it.
Awesome. Gotcha.
Because it doesn't exist for me.
Oh, no way. For sure. That's
Yeah,
the one that we just swapped.
The
It's
link's
crazy.
on mine, but it's oh, wait a minute.
Huh. Yeah. That very video we were watching, Ashley, doesn't exist anymore.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah. Are you watching it right now?
No.
Like it's gone. It's not on here anymore.
The one we just watched yesterday.
Yeah.
YouTube's bad for that stuff.
It's because we watched it.
Yeah, it is. They're like, that's funny. I'm gonna make sure just that it wasn't like me screwing it up, but yeah.
Because the link on the slide is not clickable for me. You know, it shows up, but you know, when I put my cursor on it, it won't. It's not clickable.
But I keep that to myself.
I'll tell you what.
What?
Actually, but it plays on my cell phone, so I don't know what the deal is. So it does play on my cell phone. It's just not, for some reason, not playing on there. So that's very interesting.
Maybe
Manoa?
actually.
Hey, Manoa,
Uh-huh.
how did you put that in there? Did you use the insert option up on the file, edit, view, all that?
No, I don't. I just pasted it in.
Okay, you might need try the insert, and I think there's an option for insert to hyperlink, which makes it clickable. Try, I don't know if I've never tried that. I just know it's there, so I don't know if it'll work.
Oh, I got it. Yeah, it's working now.
Oh, awesome. How did you get it to work, T?
So, I don't know. So I clicked on it, and there's a link that for whatever reason pops up below it. It's the same thing, but I clicked on that.
Oh, there we are.
Yeah. I don't know why it's any different.
Yeah, there. Then now it works.
I don't know why.
That's very weird.
Manoa lied, Sarah. He lied.
I didn't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Did you just call me Sarah?
Somebody did.
Ashley. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm
I have
tired.
the same name as your mom.
Way to go.
Oh, she doing it wrong.
I still get her name mixed up too. I call her Ashley Herrera.
Funny stuff. So that's cool.
I'm down to show Ashley's video. Oh, it's just weird for me to say Ashley. I'm down to show Miss Ashley's video. I think it's pretty funny.
It is funny.
It is. Now, how long was the whole thing? I forget.
It's like the whole
It's like
thing.
just over 2 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 minutes and 3 seconds to be exact.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. By the way, if no one's seen Boo on Medea's Halloween,
No, I saw
Go.
Doctor Strange.
did you?
I don't go to the theater anymore.
Oh, because you're married.
It's too expensive. It's like $25.
What?
Don't even get a fire stick.
Down here it is.
What?
Yeah,
You like
it's
ball
crazy.
out and like get beers and start pregame, Megan. Save you some money. Go to the gas station, pick you a 6-pack, get drunk, walk over to the movie theater because I know it's just like one block town.
Nope.
Megan, I'll
Yeah.
back that. I've been to their theaters. They're expensive.
Really? Man, yeah, that's crazy. I pay like $6-7 a ticket.
No, they're like 15.
I don't have that option here.
What? How much?
I
15?
paid $15 at that theater.
For one person.
You're serious? Oh my
What?
god.
And that's like before 6. Like after that, it's
Damn. No, hell no. The one in Brandon Crossing, the nice one, where you can like buy alcohol and they bring it to you.
What?
Yeah, it's like it's like $10, like $9 or $10, and then you get like in a reclining chair. You sit back, you hit your little button, bring me some beer, or like a chicken sandwich, and it's like really good. Yeah, you pay $25 with the food.
That's outrageous. That's
We gotta
crazy.
go, Manoa.
Yeah,
We gotta have a
yeah.
date. Yeah,
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man.
yeah.
I tell you what, that's insane though. That's like the highest. I've never heard of movie tickets that high. That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know where y'all live. Y'all must live in some pish posh places.
Hi.
So.
Sorry. I hope you just walked in the door.
I feel pretty good about the presentation. How does everyone else feel? I feel if we could do one quick run through, if you all really want to, we didn't have to do it like right now. I have a call at 8:30, so.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys wanted like not do a fast run through and just be done.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Okay.
Everybody go on mute except the person talking. Can we do that?
What?
Can we everybody go on mute except the person talking?
Yes. So, who's going first?
That's me, I think.
It will be Chris. I'm
All right.
pushing my mute button.
I don't have an easy mute button. Can y'all still hear me? I turned my mic down some to work on the guys. My headphones work, but the microphone's wide open, and it picks up background noise better than it picks up me.
Sorry, we're assholes.
No, it's just weird. It's just been All right. Hang on just a second. No, yeah, I'm about done. But can everybody hear me? Okay, great. All right. So for our presentation on cultural diversity, our group, Manoa, Key, Ashley, Megan, and myself, have the African American culture. And to start with, any culture starts with the family. The family circle is a very important, very tight-knit unit in many cultures, but especially in the African American culture. Most families are actually matriarchal, led, if you will, by a mother or a grandmother or even a great aunt or something. My family is aunt. Most African Americans in America will say aunt as opposed to uncle. Same thing. They're not always matriarchal. There's nothing uncommon at all about the strong father figure, the patriarchal family, but it is most common to be matriarchal. Most families within the African American culture are nuclear, or at least nuclear based. You know, mom, dad, couple kids. It goes to extended families. Maybe a couple cousins are living with you. Maybe an aunt or an aunt and uncle are living with you. Maybe it's a step family, half brothers, half sisters, and some combination thereof. But at any rate, the family remains a very tight-knit circle. Elders, very highly respected in the African American culture. It's all the children and young adults and older adults, for that matter, are taught from a young age. It's always yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. Even if you know they're wrong, you be quiet, you smile, you nod, you listen to the elders, and you don't just act like you respect them. You truly show respect for them. The families, the communication within the family is a very intimate, open, and emotive. They have a very small personal bubble among close friends and family, while strangers and in public, it's a little bit larger, but they are still, and obviously there's exceptions to everything, but as a whole, the culture is a very close, very emotional, intimate. You never have to worry what somebody's thinking. And back to the extended family portion, many close friends and further outside relatives, if you will, if they're a true part of the family, especially if they're a little older, or especially to the children, even they may be a cousin, they may be no relative at all, but they will be referred to as a nana if they're older, or a pawpaw if they're older, aunt so-and-so, uncle, whoever, even though they're not really what you would say blood relation. And that kind of takes us over into another slide here. There's a very common misperception, and almost everybody knows better now, but it was a very common misconception that the horrible, unfortunate history of slavery would diminish family ties among the African American culture, because, you know, as we all know, in slavery, it was not uncommon for families to be broken in 2 or 3, 5 or 6 different directions. Twin brothers, brother and sister, cousins, husband and wife, to be split up, taken to another farm, to another state, 3 or 4 states away. But if anything, history and culture and observation has shown quite the opposite to be true. Like I was just saying, there is a very tight cultural connection. The African American culture as a whole does tend to see themselves and act and treat each other as though they are one big family and one community. We all hear the phrase, the African American community. That's really a true thing, and they're not the only ones that do it, of course. My family history and background actually is very, very much like this, as far as the aunt and uncle thing. But the African American culture as a whole has always been and remains a very tight-knit culture, very welcoming and very skeptical at the same time. Okay, that's good for me.
Okay, so I just unmuted myself, and Chris, if you could go ahead and just mute your microphone at the top. Religion's something I've always just found really fascinating. I love learning about why people believe what they believe, and African American culture is really diverse and rich. For us to fully understand our African American culture today, I think it's really important to take a look at the history. Traditionally, in West Africa, there were religions such as Voodoo, Islam, Catholicism, and a variety of many tribal practices and rituals. These religions, though, slowly fell apart as slavery began, and there was a lot of mortality and separation of families. So as African Americans came to the United States, a lot of their traditional religions were mixed with Protestant, Methodist, and Baptist teachings. And what happened was we have a lot of common religions today that still have very strong traditional African American roots when it goes to traditional religions and tribal practices. This becomes especially important for our healthcare considerations we need to take. We need to be aware that there's some very strong ties and differences in the religions and the way African Americans practice religion. So there's things such as laying on of hands, folk treatments and remedies. It's considered taboo to take a picture of a pregnant mother, and also buying clothes for an infant is considered bad luck. Things that we might otherwise consider just to be commonplace. So finally, in the African American church, religion in the church plays a central role in the lives of African Americans. And not only is it really a place of guidance and spiritual connection, it's a place of community. It's a source of survival, a source of strength, and a source of hope. For a better tomorrow in the history when they were separated, and it still plays out as a source of hope now. So that's primarily that's my section right there. So
Okay, so now we're going to take a look at the socioeconomic status of African American culture. We'll first look at education. Kids are more likely to attend high poverty schools. and about 37 to 40% have completed high school, where only 12 to 15% have completed 4 more years of college. And when we look at their social standing, children are 3 times more likely to live in poverty than Caucasian Americans. So what that tells us is African Americans mainly consist or are mainly a part of the lower to middle classes, as opposed to middle to upper classes. All right, so what this graph here is telling us is giving us a comparison of Caucasian male and females to African American male and females as far as education status. Almost 32% of Caucasian males have achieved a bachelor's degree or higher, and only about 15.8% of African American males have achieved that same amount of education. All right, so now we'll look at the occupation status of African Americans. The unemployment rates are typically double than those of Caucasian Americans, and a large number work in low-paying jobs in polluted inner-city environments. Lastly, we'll look at income. African Americans are represented in every socioeconomic class, but there are increasing numbers represented in the middle and upper middle class income levels. And this graph here gives us a side-by-side comparison of income levels for white non-Hispanic males and African American males in each education level. So high school diploma, associate or two-year degree, bachelor's degree, and finally master's degree. So we're just looking at the numbers here. You can see that in each category, white non-Hispanic males more yearly income than African American males. And that's all for socioeconomic status.
Okay, now I'm just going to talk about the culture journey from of the African American culture. And if I was to go around the room and ask each of you where your family came from before they settled in the United States, and why, we would all have different reasons. And here, this is where I'm going to go around the room and have everybody to say maybe where their family is from. And then, so doing this, we would realize many of us have different answers, and I believe there we can all find common ground with one another. The African American culture and people, many whom are descendants from slaves, came to the U.S. in the mid-17th century. And if you look at the picture on the slide, you will see that not only did they migrate from the west coast of Africa to the United States, but they migrated to other countries as well. So just because a person may have dark colored skin doesn't necessarily mean that they want to be recognized as an African American. Maybe they identify themselves as a Jamaican or Dominican Republic, but have an African American culture because of their background. The African American culture comprises of 13% of the U.S. population and is predominantly lives in the southern states and urban settings of northern states. And since we live in the southern states, we need to be more consciously aware of their values and beliefs. And I think that's a good stopping point to show the Medea video.
My turn. Okay, real quick. So my part is communication and Gola. There are different forms of communication that African Americans use. Some of the notable ones are Black English, or commonly known as Ebonics. It's an informal form of English. It's very highly contextual. Less emphasis on the actual verbal language or words in itself, as long as there's mutual understanding. Less known is Gullah. A lot of people don't really know about this, but Gullah is a Creole language derived from a combination of several languages that came from slaves who did not have a common language, because slaves came from all over Africa. Africa is a huge continent with all kinds of different cultures, all kinds of different languages and dialects, and so Gullah was a way for slaves to really be able to communicate. This is primarily spoken in South Carolina, Georgia, and some areas of New Orleans. Also, nonverbal communication is expressive and very animated. It's also different between whether you're family or if you're not family. If you are family, it's very open, characterized with trust. People are usually they're just very open with things that they talk about, especially with family matters. If you're not part of the family, it's very limited. There's a lot more non-verbal communication, and also family members are viewed as private, so they're not shared with people outside of the family. And going back to nonverbal communication, one example is sustained eye contact is considered aggressive behavior. The next part is humor is an important form of expression, music as well. Hold on one second. Can y'all hear that background noise? Hey, can you turn down a little bit? Thank you. Humor, I'm almost done. Humor and expression are important forms of communication. Humor is used in particular to deal with stress and anger and to address and ease issues related to racial tension. Music is huge. It's a huge part of African American cultural life, ranging from most notably blues music, a huge influence on just all kinds of different genres, to more modern, which is more well known, hip hop and rap. Many African Americans have described the nature of music, and they use music as a medium to really communicate Black culture and examining the relationship between racial and social tensions or issues, priorities, and resistance to certain social norms. And then I would play the video. So, bam.
Nice, good job, Key. I like that.
Sounds good.
If I may mention just one or two things to you, Key.
Yeah.
You talk about, and I read this too, because some of our research seems to have crossed over about the extended eye contact being aggressive. If with what I read, it did. I mean, that corresponds totally, but it also said that eye contact and looking at someone is very important. However, not too much of it. So you might want to juxtapose that eye contact is very important. It took, to establish that, yes, I'm listening and I care about you. But at the same time, if you stare too long, eye contact, then that's aggressive. That was the research I read.
That's what sustained eye contact is.
Oh, I know that, but I'm just.
So I can add, that. So
and
just to note.
Yeah. Or just emphasize the word sustained. Just emphasize the word sustained, maybe. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, boom, awesome.
So say it again. So what?
Oh, I would just say that, maybe really emphasize the word sustained, or just throw in, just throw in a quick comment, eye contact. It's disrespectful not to make eye contact. However, too much of it, sustained eye contact, does come off as aggressive, or is considered aggressive, whatever.
I think that the picture that Key has of Obama explains that well.
Yeah, I love that picture of Obama, because I mean, it does. I talk about a picture saying 1,000 words. I'm with you there.
So, Key, I know you need to go. I think it was great, guys. I love everything. We did run a little bit long. We about were 15 and a half minutes on that. So
And that's about the videos. So
that's,
Yeah.
yeah, good point, Megan. It's without videos. So I can cut an entire slide out of mine. Chris, you were again a little over 4 minutes. I don't know how you have to cut that, but that's got to cut down somehow.
Okay.
And then if we're going to do videos, we've just got to know that we're going to have to cut quite a bit. So just some thoughts there.
Yeah, and our window was what, between 15 and 20, or was it between 10 and 15?
10 and 15.
Oh, okay. I was thinking between 15
12
and
and
20.
15.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I can cut down a lot of ums. That'll make a big difference for me. I know it's a big verbal crutch for me, but yeah, I can cut down, no problem at all.
Other than that, guys, I think it's, what do you all think?
I think it's good.
The only other thing, I don't mean to be Mr. Critical English teacher here, but and this may be when you're reading things are different when you're speaking, but it sounded like Manoah said Protestant instead of Protestant, but that could have just been me and not hearing him correctly. But I mean, that's a little nitpicky stuff. I mean, overall, I think we knocked it out of the park.
No, that sounds cool. And I probably did say it like that. So good catch, man. Good catch. And that sounds great, guys. I think we've got a solid presentation. Do you guys want me to cut my section back a little bit so we can get some room for the videos in?
That'll be okay.
In the presentation, we're already talking really fast anyways. Like, we're not going to talk in this class, not be 15 minutes. That's something else to think about.
And like I said, I can cut down talking about community. Since Key covers communication, I can cut down what I say about communication because, you know, that way we're not repeating ourselves and it cuts and it shaves some time.
yeah, it did seem repetitive when you both mentioned, like, I mean, you both having their nonverbal communication, so.
I think that's a great point and a great idea. What are your thoughts, Keith?
I agree with that. I think Chris, just because if I start talking about communication at the end, especially in presentations, people are trying to focus, and when you're talking a whole lot and people are looking at slides and stuff like that, repetition is key to have as least amount of it as possible, especially since you're going over 4 minutes anyway. Be more concise and just cut out those parts about communication anyway, because if you have a great piece, you have a great piece on family, so just cut out all the other stuff about communication. By the time I talk about it, it just sounds like I'm just, repeating everything that,
right,
about all that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Because we're not going to cover every single little thing in our section. So as long as we got the major points of each particular section.
Sounds
do you guys have any constructive feedback for me about things that you did or didn't like on mine? Is it too slow? Is it boring? What's your thoughts on it?
I think yours is good, Manoah.
I like your personal touch in the beginning.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. I know I didn't mean to pick on you there, Manoah. That was just the one thing, though. I need to give all the compliments instead of the criticism. But yeah, like I said, just that Protestant thing. But other than that, I loved yours. And on the socioeconomic, that was Megan. I loved these the visual graphs that you have. Graphs and stats look so good in presentations, and these are stellar, I think.
Yeah, it helps me with presenting too, because I'm looking at words. I feel like I talk too much.
No, I thought yours was great, Megan. I thought yours was awesome. Guys, I think we're at a good place. I think we'll knock it out of the park. I'll cut mine down. I guess Chris is going to cut his down, and we'll add these videos in, and I think we should be good. Any other ideas?
I think with the video that I had, I was thinking just maybe like first 30 seconds. Is that okay with you all?
Yeah, I
I
haven't
think
had time
it'll
to
be
listen to it, but yeah, that'll be fun.
So I just really liked it.
I see. I was worried the whole time about not being long enough. So I mean, it'll be no problem to shave down a bit.
If we have a 2-minute video and a 30-minute video, we essentially could cut almost, we could cut 3 minutes or 4 minutes off of our presentation times and still be within that 10 to 15 minute time bracket. So I think we should just really cut everything quite a bit and just make it really short and fast.
Yeah, just boom, boom, boom.
And it's going to be a lot easier to talk when we're in front of people if we don't have to remember like 10,000 things to say. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Key, it's past 8:30.
Yeah, I gotta go, guys.
All right. Good meeting, guys. Thanks a lot. See y'all Wednesday, if not before.
Yep.
See you guys.